That was so good. Like, that was 100%. I love talking to you guys because you're my buddies, but Jeremy's so informative. He completely changed the way I view my fitness journey, how I'm going to change my diet, and what I can do to supplement and help.
I mean, that was kind of the goal of having him on. As we gain an audience in doing this, there's, most people who listen are not going to be in the best places in terms of health just because most people are not.
Yeah.
And hopefully listening to something like what he's done is the kick in the ass that people need to say, like, I can do it too.
Yeah. So you guys are buddies. Give everybody a quick recap.
I mean, Jeremy and I have known each other for 20 plus years, and I've watched him come and go on health and fitness journeys and knew that he'd be an interesting person to talk to. 6 or so months ago, we got, real deep into peptide research for his health and fitness journey, and he's turned into one of my go-to sources for peptide information. I would say as you listen to this, listen with a curious ear, but don't take any of it like it's true medical advice. None of us are medical professionals. We're not telling anybody to do this or that, that it will work for you or that it's the right thing. But I think, Jeremy and I both have a little bit of experience with peptides, and we can say that, and Jeremy can say extensively, like it's done really good things for him. And I would say mildly that it's done good things for me. I haven't done as much research as he has, but let it be something that if you're curious about peptides, listen to it, hear what Jeremy has to say, and research at your own risk. Again, none of us are medical professionals. It's not intended to be medical advice, but it is intended to be something that you can listen to and hopefully open some doors for yourself and give yourself some avenues to look into that maybe you haven't looked into previously. And
I think it'll hit home for everybody because you look around our table, so the three of us. Colton's a little guy. We talk about how to gain weight. I'm a big guy, really his size, and I'm needing to lose some weight from baby weight. You're just old and trying to live longer. I try to not get dementia. But like it's got something.
Fighting off the reaper.
How to kick the can down the road.
Right.
Yeah, how do I just kick it a little bit further? But I mean, it's got something for everybody.
Yeah.
Like we wrapped it and I was like, hey, here's my mom. Help me come up with some stuff to help her. Mm-hmm. So, man, the guy's a great deal of information. He's going to be back.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a really good conversation, and I think that the people that listen to it will enjoy it.
100%. So we'll just kind of start. There's zero pressure here.
No pressure. Trent just came prepared with notes.
Yeah.
100% I did. Why
You're supposed to let the guest have the notes so they can prep for this.
No, zero. Well, yeah, Matt's got a whole thing he's supposed to do with people to make sure they're prepped for it.
I didn't even do it.
Didn't do it.
No,
so.
we just told him we were going to talk about peptides.
Perfect. That's really all it is.
Did you fuck him up in jiu-jitsu?
Which time?
Yeah.
I just know that the
Pick
one
a
I
time.
listened to him, you was talking about how you were going to fuck him up next time you guys got a chance to roll on the mat. Are you going to do my eulogy when I die?
Why?
I don't know. Your
He's like
voice.
He does have a radio
you're
voice, so doesn't
you're
he?
like a white Morgan Freeman.
Got
Totally
a
do it.
face for radio.
Yeah, I got the face for it too. Yeah.
Matthew Freeman over here.
I like it.
First official guy.
Official guest.
Yeah.
Just a little quick intro, nothing real official here. How long have I known you, Jeremy? It's 20 years.
It's more than 20 years. I think it's like 22 years.
Back in when I was running with Linder days.
I mean, I was probably 18, so
03, 04 time frame.
yeah, 17, 18. That
Yeah.
would be 22, 23 years.
Yeah.
He was 18.
Yeah.
Think about how old that makes you now.
I'm old as fuck. I'm 46. How old are you?
40.
You're 40 now, yeah. Yeah, we've known each other a long time. Kind of, I guess it started off through the hunting world, and then you made the horrible decision that you had interest in law enforcement.
You let me ride along.
And then you did a ride along with me. We've obviously stayed in touch through work and through the hunting world. Just, I mean, being friends. You're one of my best friends. Both of us have obviously been in and out of like trying to get in shape, lose weight, you know, be healthier, be more fit for our jobs and all those kind of things. I think it's fair to say both of us have struggled with our weight a little bit over the years. And it seems like we've always kind of been on the same time frames with that. Like we'll get fat at kind of the same times, and then both of us will be like tired of this bullshit, and we'll decide we're going to lose some weight, and it happens about the same time. And then you had the injury come up. Like you were already starting to really take weight loss real seriously when you got hurt.
Yeah, so I've been running consistently since I got into law enforcement, just because I always hated the stigma of being a fat cop getting beat in a foot pursuit. So
let's fucking talk about that real quick. How tall are you?
6'5",
How big were you at your biggest?
380.
380 pounds. Big boy. He big boy.
I saw him at that, and like I think I saw you probably 6 months ago. Did I see you, or did you send me a
I
picture?
showed you a picture of his
him.
face, like where
And I
his
was
face
like,
had started to chisel out.
And I probably hadn't seen you for a year or so before that. So,
But 380 pounds. How far could you run at 380?
I averaged probably at least 30 miles a week. I would run.
At 380 pounds.
Yeah.
That's like fucking wild, and he's always been that way.
Training to do a half marathon, and so at that time I was like, I'm going to lose some weight. So I ended up dropping down to like 330, 340-ish. And I could run 10, 12 miles pretty easily at that. But then when I hurt my hip, I was like, I couldn't run a fucking mile. So I just kind of let it go. And when I went from 330, I got up to 360. And that's where I was in September. And then went to see a doctor, and he fucking made some smart ass comment that we can't fix your hip till you lose some weight. I'm like, how much I got to lose? Oh, probably 20 pounds. I'll knock that off in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So by the time I ended up having surgery, I was at 308 in December. And now I'm 247 is what I weighed in this morning. So right around 112 pounds.
That's wild.
dude,
It's wild.
crazy.
Yeah. It's always been wild with him. Like, drive and determination to grind has never been a thing with him. Like, it's never been an issue to, like, come up with that. It sounds like I'm bagging on him for ever weighing 380 pounds, but at 380 pounds to be able to go knock out 5 or 6 miles in a run, like, I couldn't do it.
Well, and at 380 pounds, to be able to drop 112 pounds just to get ready for surgery.
Dude, I used to love chasing fucking tweakers down because they're like, oh, that big guy ain't gonna chase it. And they'd run. They used to see us. Every one of them would fucking run, and so we'd have 2 or 3 foot pursuits every set. So it's pretty fun.
It's just wild. Like, yeah. And I've always known him to be able to do that. Recently you did the half marathon.
I did the half marathon in 2024.
So fairly recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you tipping the scales at when you did that?
About 330, 335.
And you did a half marathon.
Yeah. 13 miles.
How many people, that's unbelievable to me.
Yeah. Like, I've always seen you around and known you're a bigger guy, but I never would have pegged you at 350, 380.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody thinks I carry it different. I don't know. Now I'll tell you, like, the 2 big kicks to lose weight. I lost a lot back in like 2015, 2016 when I was playing catch with my kid. My wife showed me a video and I'm like, fuck, I'm fat. And I'm like, that's going to change. And so I lost a bunch of weight, but I did it like a fad diet where I focused on just cutting carbs and just eliminating carbs and running all the time. And that was great, but that shit doesn't last.
I've always known him to be kind of the bigger dude, obviously, but his ability to run, be it on a treadmill or putting in actual road work, has always been abnormal. I mean, definitely abnormal. And then you got hurt at work here.
January 9th of 25.
How much can you talk about that? I mean, obviously that's probably still kind of ongoing with...
Oh, I can talk about it. I was headed to SWAT training. Dude fled from the courthouse, ran in front of me. I jumped out of my car, took off after him. It was starting to snow. I slipped on a fucking gravel parking lot, went down on my gun belt. Ended up, long story short, fracturing my hip and tearing my labrum. but we didn't know for about 4 months because no imaging was done. I documented the incident, but it just kept hurting and hurting and hurting. I couldn't get any answers, so I went and got my own imaging. They said I had a fractured bone in my hip, and then they said there was an impingement, which anytime I would have raised my leg, it would have nicked my labrum. And so they said that's highly likely. And they let it sit for so long that I got a lot of arthritis in it. And so they told me that instead of fixing the labrum, it'd be better to have a replacement, because if I didn't replace it now, I'd be replacing it in 2 years. So that's how that went.
And how's recovery feeling now for you?
Oh, it hurts like a motherfucker all the time. But the difference is if I twist, I don't get an excruciating sharp pain that drops me to my knee. I just feel a constant ache.
Right.
So as much as I can do, as much as I can tolerate.
So it's always there, but it's tolerable.
Yeah, they said it'll probably be like that for up to a year.
Really? Okay, so we talked a little. I mean, that's kind of what got us here.
Yeah.
I think the big thing that is going to steer us towards peptides, and he can elaborate more on this. Was it recovery that got you more into the peptide research that you've been doing, or was it weight loss?
So initially, it was retatrutide with weight loss.
Right.
And then I just started reading about other peptides, and I was interested in things that might help with my recovery. So I got into BPC and
Right.
BPC 157 and TB 500, and I bought enough of those that once they actually approved me to have surgery, I was going to have enough to get through the surgery. So
Right. So, okay, so it was weight loss that steered you to peptides. Let's go back to talking about the diet a little bit.
Okay.
Because I think this is something, I know I've done it wrong. Hell, we've been fucking holding hands and skipping through the bluebells, like getting the diet stuff wrong together. Like, it was always cutting carbs and,
yeah,
and trying to do cardio to lose weight, and obviously not sustainable. But we'd both lose a bunch of weight, like it worked. And we would preach it from the mountaintops to anybody wanting to lose weight. Just cut carbs, cut carbs, cut
Until
carbs.
6 months later, it came right back with a vengeance.
Until you're like, I mean, dude, I like pizza. I like pasta. I haven't found a potato that I don't like. And eventually you're going to be like...
fucking potatoes are superfood, man.
Right.
Reading up articles, they're a superfood.
And we avoided all of those things. Like, so all of the things that maybe they're not superfoods, like garlic bread or something like that, but you love them, can't have them because you're trying to lose weight. And eventually you just rebel and
just fall off the wagon.
You just
hard.
fall off the wagon and stay off the wagon, and you get fatter. Everything that you read about it is accurate.
Yeah.
And this last go round, we both hit this thing at the same time. Like, it's not about cutting carbs. It's about calories in versus calories out, and staying in a caloric deficit, regardless of. And I think you'll agree with this. Regardless of peptides, if you don't have the foundation right, peptides aren't going to save you.
Yeah, they're not going to do shit for you.
Right.
I've had people. I've got guys that work their fucking asses off, and they're like, I'm not seeing any difference. I'm like, what kind of calorie deficit are you in? Oh, I eat whatever I want. There you go.
Right.
You're not gonna see a change. You might see some change in your ability during a workout, your recovery during a workout. But as far as fat loss, you're not gonna lose a lot of fat if you're not gonna lose any weight if you're not burning more calories than you're consuming.
So when did you start with Retta?
I started with Retta probably about mid or late October.
And you got hurt when?
I got hurt January 9th of 25.
So you started Retta before you got hurt?
No, I started Retta around the same time that the doctors were deciding about having surgery.
Gotcha.
So this is like a year, or that same year, just later.
Later in the year, yeah. So I've been with Retta, probably 6-7 months now. Mm-hmm. As far as the injury, that was a year and 4 months ago. So I was just not doing shit. I couldn't run. I couldn't work out.
Right.
I could lift. But then they told me I wasn't that they weren't gonna do surgery. So I was like, well, I could lose weight without running, without all this cardio, because I never lost weight when I was running. I was just maintaining. I just had good endurance.
Because you like to eat.
I did like to eat.
Same.
Yeah. Right. So now what ended up happening is I was just like, well, I'm going to do a calorie deficit. So I started counting calories, and then I just did weightlifting and stuff like that. And honestly, I was losing weight really fast. And then I read about retatrutide, and that it basically stabilizes your glucose levels. So when you are eating, you're not getting these massive spikes. It goes after visceral fat on your organs. It protects your lean muscle while you're in a calorie deficit. And so I'm like, well, that shit sounds good. And the other byproduct is it curbs your hunger, so it makes that fucking calorie deficit a little bit easier.
So it does curb hunger?
Oh yeah, it does. For like, I could get done eating, be fucking hungry as hell, go make something, and I get halfway through and I'm like, oh shit, I'm full. Like
Okay.
I can't eat another fucking bite of this, and it's good, but I'm stuffed. I don't want to go any further.
But I know. So I joined him on the Reddit train, and I don't know how long ago, 5 weeks ago, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
I got started, and like the day after I take it, I just take a low dose. I'm still at 2 milligrams or whatever it is, 2 units. I don't know what the real dosage is. I just put ever how much in the needle that he says to put in it, and like the day after, dude, I don't want to hardly eat at all for the day after. But then that passes, and I honestly feel fine. I don't feel like it does a ton for appetite suppression, but I also don't have trouble staying under 1,900 calories either.
So I don't just do calorie deficits. I'm also doing a intermittent fast. So I try not to eat. My shift is from 2:30 to 2:30. So I try to get my calories between 4 p.m. and midnight. That's when I'll consume my calories. I try to meal prep at least 2 meals a day that are set around 700 calories. So it get me around 1,400 calories, and I can work in a couple protein shakes or some snack if I want to. And I don't I don't add calories because I have a workout that day. I have recently because I've been doing a really hard training, but I haven't. Prior to that, I was just in this massive calorie deficit. So, but as far as the Reta, I was introduced to Reta. I was told, take this dose, start out at 3 milligrams is what they told me. And you can take it up to every 5 days. And so I didn't have any fucking guidance. So I was taking 6 milligrams every 3 milligrams and 3 milligrams in 5 days, and then do that for a couple weeks and then bump it up. Man, by the time Matt got on it, I was taking 8 milligrams every 5 days. Like that's a lot of fucking Reta.
God.
So I dialed it way back. Like I'm down doing 5. I'm at 5 milligrams every 5 days. But I don't get near the knockoff on appetite suppression. But I'm also burning a fuck ton of calories lately. So I just.
Okay. So is there like a titrate up? I know you, like he said he started at 2. Is there like you titrate yourself up, just kind of like you're supposed to titrate yourself off, or?
Anybody I've recommended it to, I always suggest they start as low as they can. A milligram and a half. See how you feel with it, and then go further. You will get that immediate knockoff of your hunger, but then as you start to max out, it's really, if you listen to all the guys that research the shit out of it, that's really not its goal. It's the protection of lean muscle mass while in the deficit, the visceral fat. That's what you're really going for. But the byproduct is that it'll curb your hunger. And everyone's got this misnotion that once it stops curbing your hunger, it's not working, so you got to go up. So I'm sitting here fucking climbing, and I'm like, but it does. It was working. But I was also like, I was having other issues. Like I was getting fucking constipated, and that wasn't good.
Yeah.
Like, so ultimately, I'm just like, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to dial it back.
Okay.
I've stuck at the 2 milligram dose the entire time, and I just don't I don't want it to suppress my appetite a lot more. You know, if it suppressed my appetite consistently like it does on that day after, I'd never eat.
Yeah,
I just fucking starve. You know, like I mean, you've seen me do jujitsu where I'm like, I'm fucking queasy today.
Yeah.
You know. Because I usually take it on Monday, and then we're in there on Tuesday, and I'm just like,
So you just don't have an appetite.
Yeah. If that continued, it would make it really hard to do its job in terms of protecting the lean muscle, because the caloric deficit would be so massive that I wouldn't be eating. So I haven't seen a need to bump my dosage at all. I've kept it at 2, and I'm consistently losing pound and a half, maybe 2 pounds a week on a busy week. But
didn't you tell me last week, you're like, I'm pretty fucking sure that I'd lose this weight regardless, even if it wasn't for Reta.
Yeah, so hopefully, like, I mean, the numbers tell you that, you know.
Yeah.
Just the caloric deficit that I'm in is consistent with the weight that I'm losing. You add jiu-jitsu to that and a little bit of weight training to that, you know, the numbers just make sense. But if Reta is, you know, attacking visceral fat and protecting lean muscle along the way, then it's doing its job.
Yeah, if
And
it's
I'm
just
losing-
kind of
I'm losing
targeting
the weight.
what you're
Yeah.
doing at that point.
I'm sure there'd be naysayers that will try to argue that it can't scientifically attack visceral fat specifically, but I don't know the science behind it. I've never heard anything bad about Retta, and it's experimental.
Well, most of the bad shit you're going to hear about it anyways because it affects somebody else's dollars.
Right.
There's just as much smear campaign going on for it as there's people out there trying to advocate for it.
Right.
There's a lot of money in, people. If say that Eli Lilly says, I'm going to make Retta 100% available on the market today, it's going to be just like Trizepatide was 2 years ago, where people are paying $800 to $1,200 a month to use it,
Yeah.
versus getting it for, $40 to $80 for 2 months supply of it
Yep.
right now. And it's like,
Shoot.
Well, that's something that I'm sure I'm going to have a conversation with my testosterone doctor about on Friday, because so when I went to get my testosterone, all my stuff looked at the last time, took my blood, and like cholesterol is a little bit fucked up and triglycerides are a little bit fucked up. I mean, not like out like bad, but like enough, like need to pay attention. And he's fortunately, and I like this about my doctor, he's not one to throw a prescription bottle at you immediately. Like, we'll try diet, we'll try natural remedies. And he's like, whatever, I don't remember what my triglyceride number was, but he was like, a lot of practitioners would be putting you on a statin drug for this at this point. He's like, we're going to try this first. And it was some natural red yeast rice supplement, a cholesterol support supplement, wearing my CPAP. I guess that affects triglycerides.
Oh, yeah.
And I hadn't been wearing my CPAP like I should. He steered me towards all that, and he's like, we can put you on a GLP-1. And he's like, it'll clean everything up, just like immediately. He's like, you got about another 20 pounds to lose or so. And he's like, I'll be happy with where your weight's at, which would put me about where I'm at now. Like, when I go in Friday, my number is going to be real close to where he wants it to be. But he's like, we could put you on a GLP-1. It'll clean up your cholesterol and your triglycerides just on its own. But it was going to be like $1,000 a month for it.
yeah, it's fucking expensive.
So what's the difference between like a Retta and a Ozempic or a GLP-1 or?
The real difference is that Ozempic, semaglutide, Trizepatide, they've all been FDA approved. They're patented and they're marketed on through doctors, and they're prescribed. And so basically when these guys they're selling them as this fucking game changer in weight loss, when they're all actually inferior to Retta. The only difference is Retta's being kind of held back a little bit because they're seeing other things in the research, like where it's supposedly attacking cancer cells and tumors and all sorts of other cool stuff.
Oh yeah, they can't sell the remedy then.
Yeah, that's why there's a lot of people speculating that's why it keeps getting pulled back, because there's way more money in cancer treatment than there is cures.
100%.
So and I'm not saying Retta's gonna, if you got cancer, go on fucking get on Retta. It's gonna save your life, because it probably won't. But I do.
If you mix it with ivermectin, it might.
It might, ivermectin, and then obviously you want to go on a low carb diet.
Bendazole.
You gotta starve out that cancer.
Hey, there is research that says that like the sugars and like cancer like feeds on sugars.
There was a Japanese doctor who got a fucking Nobel Prize for doing a study where basically if you have cancer, the tumors are eating up sugar, and that's what's growing them. So he put these patients on a basically a sugar-free, low-carb diet, starved cancer, and then when they introduced chemo, which is radiationized sugar, the cancer ate it up and it killed it, or at least
Because it was starving for fuel.
dramatically decreased it and made it beatable. So, but I would imagine that some people, there's probably some cancers out there that are pretty tough.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting, like this conversation could go all night. We could turn this into a
100%.
6-hour conversation. The fact that that Red is not approved by the FDA, I can't wait until Friday when I have to talk to my doctor about this. Well, I just go get my blood drawn Friday, and then I'll go back probably in 2 weeks to
Just direct him
Find
to
out
here and be like, hey, if you want to hear what happened to me, just go.
just to find out the results. And he's going to be like, wow, your numbers, I'm hoping like my numbers all look better. I know my weight's going to be better. I would suspect that.
My testosterone doctor doesn't ask me shit. They go in and do the blood work. They're like, oh, okay, we're going to up your dose or leave it where it's at. Your platelet count's high, so you either need to take a baby aspirin or you need to go donate blood once every 3 months.
Yeah.
So, but everything else is good. So
My diet's changed a lot since then. I mean, I think our diet's probably really similar. Lean proteins, sweet potatoes, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, asparagus. I mean,
I don't eat fucking sweet potatoes, and
I love them.
Brussels sprouts. I'm out on that shit too.
A lot of Greek yogurt,
but I do eat a lot of yogurt, a lot of protein. I'm weird. Like, I have totally convinced myself that I can eat bread, but I'm still low carb bullshit in my head. So I buy keto bread.
I do the same thing,
but it does reduce those calories. So it makes those calorie counts a little easier to deal with.
So what do you use to? I mean, if we go back to the basics of it, and someone's just trying to get started in it. So I'm looking at me. I can normally lose weight. I feel sick at I've gotten down to 200, and I'm 6'6", so I'm your size. 200 pounds is rough for me. I feel really, really sluggish and just like crap. But if I want to lose, I'm at 250 now, and I want to get down to 220, counting calories. What would you just start off with? Do you just use like an app?
I have an app, but I just use it for actually counting it. I've been sitting at 2,000 to 2,200 calorie a day diet since I started this deal.
Yeah.
It was an extreme diet then. Now it's a pretty modest amount now. But I was talking to Matt, like, with the training I'm doing, and I'm not adding fuel to
that's
it.
not modest. Like, you're not in a modest deficit.
It's what, 600 calories a day?
Bull pussy.
No, it is.
No.
It's different if you count the workouts.
The workout.
Yeah,
like,
if you count the workout.
You're burning your caloric intake in workouts.
In a couple of them. Not every day. Today was a rest day, man.
What's like? Listen to a hard day for him. What's a hard training day for you right now?
So Sunday we did a 5 mile run and a 2,000 meter swim. So that's about 1,400 calories. So
it's half your daily intake.
Yeah.
Over
And you're
half.
and you're not even counting that. You're just
No, I'm just keeping below.
still eating your.
What's funny though, is
2,200?
I was all pissed off at my wife because she went and bought everybody Subway while I was working out. She's like, "You were doing your own thing," and I'm like, I could have liked a fucking sandwich when I got home. And she's like, okay, well, too late, sorry. So I'm like, I'm gonna go get my own sandwich. So I got two sandwiches. I got me a cold cut, and I got a tuna, a 6-inch tuna. And she's like, what'd you get? I got a sandwich. So I ate that sandwich, and I ate the other one at 6 o'clock at night. And I still, even adding protein and all this other shit, I still fell below my fucking calorie limit. And I felt stuffed. I was like, and then I got to sit in a fucking closet till midnight.
In a closet.
The storm's blowing
yeah.
through.
Those were gnarly, weren't they?
Yeah.
You got a cellar at your place yet?
No, I need to. But I'm like looking at it. They're like, oh, Columbus and Quaker. I'm like, where the fuck's Quaker at? I pull it up on my map. Quaker is less than a half a mile straight north of me. Literally straight north on the same road. I'm like, oh, it's right there.
Cool. It's on top of us.
Yep.
So what I think happened last night, this is going to get us off in the weeds a little bit, but I don't think there was ever a tornado really on the ground last night.
Yeah, I've seen pictures where people think there was, and I've got buddies that had trees and shit ripped down around their house and a little bit of damage, but I found one of my dog crates out in the field.
Did you?
But that was it. That's all the damage we sustained.
So did you see where Joplin News First posted that picture of the hail coming down for the picture? Like, it was captioned, like, looking north from Harps. And it looked like a tornado. Mm-hmm. Did you see that picture?
No, I had a family member send me a picture.
Oh God, sorry. I'll show everybody the picture right quick, and then I'll tell you what I think happened in my meteorological opinion, because it's worth so much.
Do we need to tag Doug Hetty in this?
No joke.
If you see that, what is your immediate reaction?
I mean, you think it's a tornado.
Nader, right? Like 100%. That's your
No, that's not a tornado.
Well, pretend that you weren't a storm spotter at some point in your life.
right. Like,
right.
Yeah, that could be a tornado.
Right.
So
Like I didn't grow up in Oklahoma and chase tornadoes all.
So what I think happened is there was obviously rotation in those cells. You know, they were getting that on the radar. And then I think somebody saw, because there was a ton of hail in those storms last night.
Yeah.
Like some really good hail. My coworker's house got torn up, mostly hail damage.
Yeah.
I think in the darkness and some good lightning flashes, and somebody saw something like that, you know, in a lightning flash, and they called in, you know, visual confirmation of a tornado on the ground.
Yeah.
Because they were saying that tornado was on the ground between from Columbus to well into Jasper County.
Yeah, they said it dropped down close to Oswego and stayed all the way across the state line.
Yeah, like, but where's the tornado damage at?
But I've seen those pictures floating around from the college. There's a picture out there that looks like a fucking tornado on the ground from some apartment at the college.
Haven't seen that one.
But there's no fucking damage anywhere to correlate that tornado was on the ground.
We went to Oklahoma today for SWAT training, and I drove the path. Like, took off from here down 96, like, just drove the path, then cut down and went into picture. There's maybe 10 trees that have the tops just kind of twisted up. Not enough damage for me to be like, yeah, definitely a tornado. And then you look at, like, Enid, Oklahoma, or what we know
got
of.
schwacked.
Yeah, got leveled.
Yeah. Okay, so that was Jeremy's night in the closet. Back to
Full
health
night
and-
in the closet.
I'm out of the closet now. So.
back to health and fitness. Where did we get sidetracked there? Where were we on the?
All right, so we're talking
The diet.
We're talking counting calories.
Yeah.
And what it takes. So what?
You asked what you would do if you used an app or anything.
Right.
like
Yeah.
that.
So if I'm going to go into it and I'm brand new to counting calories,
If you want to be lazy about it, then download. There's an app. There's all sorts of AI.
So you take a picture of it and it
snap
does
a
it?
photo. It breaks it down. You can compare. You can take pictures. If it's saved in the app, it uploads. It tells you the right stuff. You can take random pictures. You can count the macros and then take the picture. It's pretty close. I mean, as long as you're not like down to the last 2 pounds that you're trying to lose.
yeah, you're going to be within it.
Yeah, you're going to be pretty close. So that was how I did it, easy at first, and now I rarely use the app unless I'm just questioning something that I'm eating. But you do it enough, you start to realize what you're taking in.
Yeah.
So I kind of do the same thing. I use MyFitnessPal. I don't know what app you were using. I use MyFitnessPal, and you can take a picture of your plate, and it will tell you. It'll break down the calories and the macros and everything and log it for you. You can manually enter stuff if you need to do that. You can scan the barcode and it will look up, like, you know, if I scan the barcode on that drink, it'll give you all the nutritional information on it if you have something in a package. And then my, you know, single ingredient foods, my meats, potatoes, vegetables, stuff like that, I weigh it all. And I'll just tell it like 200 grams of skinless chicken breast. It'll give me that and I'll log it. So like if I make one of my go-to meals is a chicken fajita, basically, or a taco, however you want to look at it, a burrito. I'll scan the label, the barcode for the tortilla, and then I use Greek yogurt in place of sour cream. So I'll weigh out like 20 grams of Greek yogurt, scan the barcode, put in the amount, and then weigh out my chicken breast and put that on there, weigh out all my ingredients, and then log all of that stuff, ingredient by ingredient. It tells you basically exactly what you took in. And you have your presets in there about like what your weight is currently, what your goal is, what your goal weight is, and you set a caloric baseline. Then you set your macros where you want them. I'll try to get 200 grams of protein a day and 1,900 calories. So you have to eat pretty clean to do that.
200 grams of protein?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a lot.
You need to be taking in anywhere from like 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound that you want to weigh, your ideal weight. So that's supposed to be to support your muscle mass.
Yeah. So you're not losing it during, you know, that weight loss phase.
That's what Reddit is for. It's going to protect that, right?
I mean, that's...
In theory.
I mean, in theory, that's what they say.
But you try to stack as many healthy habits as you can with it, you know, and I think you're probably the same way. Like you figured out, like you're not relying on it for everything, you know.
I want to be totally honest with you. I'm fucking lazy as hell with some of that shit. Like, if it comes down to I have to weigh something, I'm just not putting it on it.
Right.
Like I know the servings of meat. Like I make a breakfast. I'll make this breakfast casserole type thing every Sunday, and it's eggs. It's a whole carton of eggs. It's a whole carton of egg whites. It's some sausage, hash browns, cheese. Cook it all together. Break it into like 7 different meals, and it comes out. It's about 700 calories. Probably about 60-ish grams of protein. Not a lot for what it is. You really want to have that. If you're going to have 700 calories, you want to have probably closer to 70 grams or better protein. But there's potato in there, and that's a superfood. I stand on it. So. But no, I mean it's easy though, and it's fucking good, and you don't ever really get burned out on it.
You're just going off the weekly average when you do that. Basically, it's not weighing everything. You just, this is the totals for everything. And
the other thing is you know, I thought I tried to get into it, and it's more power to anybody that wants to weigh out all their food and all their macros. But I'm like I said earlier, I'm not deducting or adding calories to my diet for all the working out I'm doing. and I'm doing a lot of fucking working out. So it's really not hurting me in any way to do it. I probably need more calories than I'm taking in.
I would guarantee it.
Basically, I'm doing the lazy man's version of what he's got going.
They're both working. I'm just not working out nearly as hard as you are. You could eat anything that's not nailed down the way you're working out. Like,
yeah, I probably wouldn't gain it.
You could sit down and be like, I want pizza today. I'll just pound out one.
That's what happens when you're that dumbass friend that's like, if you'll do it, I'll do it. So I got friends like, hey, let's train for an Ironman. And I'm like, what's that consist of? Oh, a 118-mile bike ride, a 26.2 mile run, and a fucking 2.4 mile swim. All right, I guess I'll fucking give it a go.
No.
Yeah, pass.
I don't know, man. I'm a glutton for punishment.
I'm so happy for you.
I love that for you.
I go into every one of these fucking workouts like dreading it. He was sending me the workout for a week in advance. I said, just hold on to that shit. I'd rather worry about it.
Tell me the day of.
10 minutes before I'm going to do it, and we'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so now, though, but as terrible of a fucking runner as I am, I'm even worse at riding bikes, and even worse than that at swimming. So just so you know, I'm not a master of any of these disciplines.
Oof. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the weight loss side of it. So now the recovery, because I know you've put him on stuff, and he's finally quit bitching about his elbows and everything hurting.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that you can use for recovery. BPC 157 and TB 500 are primary examples of it. The problem is everybody wants to stack them, and which I did. I did that same shit when I had my hip surgery. But your BP 157 or BPC 157 has a half-life of about 4 or 5 hours. So you're getting that healing right then, where TB 500's got a half-life of 5 days. So if you're taking the same injection every day, you're getting 4 to 5, 6 times more TB 500 in you than you really need. So you're wasting the money. So if I was to do it all over again and I was trying to heal something, I would do one injection of TB 500 in my stomach because it also is really good for gut health and inflammation. And then I would do injury site injections with BPC 157. And I'd probably even go intramuscular because it can go either way.
Why is that stack so popular? I mean, it's marketed.
I honestly, I don't know. I think because people think that they call it the Wolverine stack.
Right.
I think it sounds badass.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking end all, win all, end all kind of thing. It does work great. Like I had my hip surgery, and 2 weeks post surgery, my incision was scab free, drainage free, and sealed. And they expected it to be semi-open for up to 4 weeks. So it's working, it's closing stuff up. So
were you doing an injection site with?
Yeah, I was within 2 to 3 inches of the injury site.
Subcutaneous or were you?
Subcutaneous.
Okay.
It works. I had the trouble with my elbows when we started jiu-jitsu, and my elbows would be bad enough. I mean, it would make me nauseous. I did some of the injections like injury, at the location, like in both elbows or one elbow or whatever. And I read, you've read all the same things. Like there's different opinions. Like if you inject it in belly fat or whatever, it finds its way where it needs to be. And you can just inject it in the site. People say, that it's not necessary to inject it where the injury is. And other people say that there's evidence that it helps. I've done it both ways. Hasn't seemed to make a big difference in terms of results, but it's...
The science with the BPC 157 is they say injury site because of the half-life of it. It takes it that amount of time to travel to the site. And that's why if you get it closer there, it's there. With the TB
it's
500,
working for the 5 hours, not trying to travel for an hour and then work. Okay.
Yeah. And the TB 500, it's got the half-life of 5 days, 4 or 5 days. So if you go in the stomach, it's going to
find its stuff and
circulate.
do
It's
it.
got time to get there and do its thing. Makes good sense. That makes it make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
The inflammation in my elbows that I was dealing with made it where it was hard to train or hard to lift weights, like hard to do just almost anything. And I injected the BPC and the TB pretty regularly for, a couple weeks. And the inflammation in my elbows isn't really a thing anymore. Also, on the other side of that, if you injure a muscle, you're supposed to rest it. And they say that you have to basically aggravate the ligaments or tendons or whatever. You have to inflame them to heal them. Like you work them through the injury until they adjust to it. And I didn't stop going to jujitsu. Probably a combination of the two things, allowed my elbows to improve as much as they have. Till I got the living fuck arm barred out of me the other night, and now my elbow hurts again. But we'll get through that. We'll get through that. So, talk to us about MOTS-C and the NAD, because those have been real important in your.
So MOTS-C is basically an endurance peptide. They say that a couple of the things that it does is it kicks your body into burning fat, primarily visceral fat, but while you're in a state of rest. The other thing it does is they say it increases your VO2 max.
Dude, I'm taking notes. Hold on. MOTS-C. I got you. Keep going.
So it's supposed to help increase your VO2 max, which is great for endurance athletes. It's going to help your stamina during long workouts. I can't attest to it or not. I mean, I feel like I've always had pretty good stamina on the cardio side of things, but I mean, I also have had good results overall. So I couldn't tell you. I haven't went through and been like, oh, that worked great. I'm using it, and I'm going to add this to it. I'm going to take that out and see what happens. No, I found stuff that worked for me. I mean, if you were going to go straight fat loss, if somebody was just going to go straight fat loss, the stack I would do would be Retta, MOTS-C, and then 5-amino 1-MQ. And I mean, that was great for weight loss. But I just got tired of taking the 5-amino 1-MQ every day. It was a daily injection. Ugh. So, and I'm like a pincushion already, man. I took 6 injections this morning. So, I mean, I could still do it, but I don't want to have to take 6 every single day. So like MOTS-C, you're taking 1 injection Monday, an injection Wednesday, and an injection Friday. NAD plus, really NAD plus is more of a anti-inflammation. They say it's got some anti-aging benefits to it.
Can you drink it?
You can't drink it. I mean, you can fucking do anything once, I guess. I don't know.
Like carotid.
You can do anything once, I guess. But, I don't know. I really don't know if I'm getting a lot at NAD+. I didn't do, like I said, I didn't take notes, and I didn't get off everything else and just focus on one.
Right.
Everything I've got is a culmination of a stack. And then as I got healthier and got released to activity, I added a whole bunch of fucking activity, which I'm sure encouraged more weight loss or soreness, muscle growth, all that shit. Mm-hmm. So I really couldn't tell you what works versus what doesn't. But I know that there's a lot of study behind it where they rack that NAD plus up there. If you were going to have a 6-tier scale, MOTS, MC, NAD plus, and Retta are all in those top 2 tiers. A lot of MBPC 157's up there.
And you're taking Retta once a week.
I take Retta once every 5 days.
Every 5 days. And then you're taking the NAD plus
twice a week, Mondays and Fridays.
You don't need to be taking these notes, Trent, because then your cardio is going to get even better. And no,
that's gonna be great.
You're not gonna get winded. Matt's gonna be looking for that opportunity that ain't gonna come.
It never does anyway. If you lose so much weight, you get weak.
Dude, that's gonna be great.
I wouldn't take honestly, I wouldn't. I'd start with Retta. I'd see how you do with it. I'd give it a couple weeks or a month, and then I'd work into MOTS or something like that. Yeah. MOTS would be the second one I did. I mean, that's how I did it. Everyone suggested it to me. The way it was suggested to me is do MOTS for 8 weeks and then cycle off of it for 4 weeks too, so that your body's getting some downtime off of it. So I've cycled off of it a couple different times, but to be honest, I haven't stopped any other shit, so I don't know what's going on. I'm a walking fucking science experiment, I guess.
So how do you feel?
Yeah,
I feel good. I feel real good, but I'm sore a lot. But I'm also
oh, good grief.
But as far as my ability to do stuff, so the first 2 runs I did since I got cleared on my hip, I hadn't ran in 15 months. The first 2 fucking runs I did 2-mile runs, and I did them both sub 16 minutes. So about 8-minute miles, but I paid for it greatly. It kicked the shit out of me.
In your hip or?
I was sore. Yeah, real sore. Yeah. So now what I'm doing is doing a lot of zone 2 training, keeping the heart rate down, keeping the impact down, just working on the endurance. And it's nothing to do 5 or 6 miles. I mean, and maybe I'm wrong with this, but as you work into your heart rate and as much as you do cardio, your zones actually go up.
Yeah.
I would say my zone 2 is probably somewhere around 140 or less.
Okay.
So if I'm if I'm really pushing it, I'm not really pushing it, but if I'm just above that zone 2, about 150.
Okay.
So I try and stay 140 or below, but
Gotcha.
I can do that pretty consistently for a long time.
Colton, you have any questions?
Yeah, the kid who's like,
so
Said a word, man.
it's hard to chime in because you guys are talking about weight loss.
he's got a
and
phone out, he's got
I'm
notes.
like a
he's,
fucking prepubescent boy, so I don't have any weight loss questions. I would like to gain weight though.
Yeah.
Is there like a baseline peptide stack you can recommend for?
So just so we're clear, this is all research based. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any degree in anything.
yeah, this is just bro science.
I
It's good
do
enough
know
for me.
guys who have had absolutely phenomenal success with CJC.
Okay. And what is CJC?
CJC is a growth hormone booster. So they'll take, you take, for instance, CJC 195? 1295. CJC 1295 and you take it with DAC. The DAC is a half-life booster. It'll make that half-life of the CJC work for 5 days versus the few hours, because CJC's only got a few hour half-life. If you take that once every 5 days or once a week, then there's another one you can take called ipamorelin, which is it's a growth hormone booster. That's a once a day. You take it before you go to bed, and it increases your growth hormone while you're sleeping for your recovery. So I've seen guys. I haven't seen them stack a ton of weight, but I've seen them stack some seriously phenomenal muscle.
Isn't the ipamorelin, isn't it like a gut health thing too?
I think you're thinking of tesamorelin.
Okay.
Ipamorelin's a lot more about sleep health, recovery, and then HGH booster. But
Gotcha.
You could be right on.
No.
So
I took like a 35-minute teach me all the things I needed to know with AI. I'm like, help me not sound like a complete fucking moron tonight.
no, I mean you can. Man, there's so many fucking things.
It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And if you like,
And I would rather go to somebody who's done it, experienced it, even like the bro science way. If I can see that it works, I'm in.
they work.
Yeah.
They're natural, so I'm in on that. Peptides are natural. Your body produces them anyway. They're short chain amino acids.
But these are synthetic made.
Not necessarily.
No, they're all all the science behind it says that the peptides they're all naturally occurring in your body. The difference is as you age, they decrease.
Yeah.
So like we would all be, if all of our naturally occurring peptides were going on in our heads firing, we'd be young superstar 20-year-old dudes in our prime. But as we age, it starts to diminish and fall off. Hell, I just watched a video earlier about where they're talking about Sylvester Stallone, and he's talking about how HGH is a peptide. It's amino acids, and they're like, well, the science. This is in 2004 when everyone's shaming this motherfucker who's 50 years old and he looks like he's 30. Now he's 70 and looks like he's 50, and he's in better shape than all of us. And they're like, he was talking about it then, and we were shaming him. He's like, 'cause these are all these guys that aren't going to get on the wagon. They want to optimize the decline versus find the results and keep us healthy, keep us young. So I'm telling you, dude, I firmly believe that peptides could benefit anybody and everybody in some form or fashion, especially if you've got something that's ailing you, you're aging. It doesn't matter. Everybody needs a kick in the ass once in a while.
Yeah.
So
I haven't done even a small percentage of the homework on it that he's done. I've gotten to the point that I just call him. I'm like, hey, I need this. Hey, what should I do for this? And I just take his recommendation. What I do know, like, they're natural. Your body produces them naturally, as opposed to not as opposed to. We take the peptides as a supplement to what our body does naturally. I saw it explained really well today on a guy's Facebook page that I follow, that Ivan Cholikov. I don't know if you follow him or not, but he basically explained it like all it is like a signaling device that your body uses to tell your body to do some task. Think of it like a text message. Like it gets this short, brief message, do this. So like the ipamorelin and CJC 1295, that's the growth. It's a growth hormone peptide, and it signals your pituitary gland to produce more growth hormone at the time whenever your body's producing growth hormone anyway, which is typically at night. It kind of pulses it. It's not just constantly streaming. It just secretes it, periodically, whatever those periods are. But it's the signaling device that your body uses to tell your body to do something. Where, like testosterone, if you're on TRT, it will shut down your body's production of your own testosterone. Like you just stop producing testosterone. So once you get off of the TRT, you're kind of fucked, as far as natural testosterone production. The thing about that is, it kind of got like you're on it, I'm on it. Like if I got off of it, I just basically be back to where I was, a little lower, but like you can't get much lower than where I was at anyway, So it's like, who cares that I stopped producing it as long as I'm getting it, I guess, synthetically now.
But if you think about it with the testosterone, though, you have guys that are there's fucking doctors out there that are retarded, and they're telling this guy to microdose testosterone, like one injection a week, or you're coming in and getting an injection every couple of weeks. All you're doing is raising and dropping this guy's stuff, and it's fucking with his brain, all the chemistry in his head. You need to level everything out.
So just keeping it.
You need to be on a baseline. You need to establish it, and then you need to maintain it. Like if you want to feel good, then you need to find what you feel good doing and maintain that baseline versus going up and down, up and down, up and down.
So how are you doing yours? Because I take a shot every week.
I take 2 shots a week.
You do 2 shots? Yeah. My doctor kind of suggested the same thing. He said you can do 1, you can do 2. It didn't really matter to him how I did it. And I feel pretty level throughout the week. Like I don't feel like, oh my gosh, it's dropped off. Like it's time for my shot. I don't feel it.
I feel like I can tell like when I'm
about ready.
If I go a day or 2 past, man, I'm a grouchy motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I'm not really motivated, but I'm just an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can tell, I'm like, man, where am I? Oh shit, I should have took that yesterday.
Right.
And so it fixes it. But I feel like if you're not going to take it twice a week, you'd be better off just to go and have them put the fucking pellets in your hip. That way it's on a time release.
Yeah.
It'll dissolve as it needs to be.
Yeah.
So
I do the once a week. I don't seem to have any issues with it, and I don't really want to stab myself any more than I have to. I get tired of that shot. The peptide shots don't bother me. The testosterone shot gets a little old.
So were they all just in like the baby doper needles or what?
Not the testosterone.
no, yeah, the testosterones are in pretty decent needles.
Yeah, like I can hear it.
But as far as the peptide shots, you really got to think about it. Like, every time you inject yourself, you're putting scar tissue in that area.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I guarantee you, if you felt my stomach, you'd feel knots all over it. Like, is that shit getting where it's supposed to go with all this fucking scar tissue? I wonder that sometimes.
Do you think like those little bitty needles are producing scar tissue like that?
Oh yeah, I feel because I feel the knots. Like I feel them in my fucking stomach. Like
Really?
there's sometimes where I have to like my sticking a piece of fucking leather, like better stab it
Really?
through there. Yeah, I bet I could break a needle off of me if I wasn't careful.
Huh. I haven't felt them yet, but you've taken way more injections than I have.
I know. People listening to this, it's all research based.
Yeah. It's for research. It's definitely for science.
Yeah, it's for science.
So what are the dangers of it? I know they're like legalities, peptides are fine. They're just not FDA cleared, but like what's the dangers?
There is always the danger you could buy some bullshit and you could put something in you that doesn't need to be in you. There's always a possibility that you could give yourself an infection by not cleaning the site or not cleaning the vial before you draw the substance. I mean, those are all real problems. Yeah. There's always the possibility that you could be driving on the road with fucking peptide in your passenger seat and some unknowing 2-year police officer under could arrest you for controlled substance. They have no fucking clue what it is.
Yeah.
Imitation of a controlled substance or whatever. It's got no labeling on it or whatever. Or give you drug paraphernalia because they can't test anything. There's all sorts of hit and misses.
Yeah. Okay.
The only, I would chime in on that. I'm going to push back the other direction too. Like the peptides that you buy them online or whatever. You go to a decent website that sells them, and it says clearly like they're not for human consumption, like for research purposes only. They're not approved by the FDA. And so there's that risk, right? But the pushback that I will give to that is the COVID shot was approved by the FDA, and look how that worked out.
I take Jocko supplements, and they're not approved by the FDA.
There you go. I guess. I mean,
there's lots of things that aren't approved by the FDA, but I will say that there's been push lately locally where law enforcement, I think, is overstepping their bounds with peptides. I don't know all the details on it because I haven't been privy to that information, but I do know that there was a case that was being investigated, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're going to get involved in this?" I'm like, "No, I don't have anything to do with those fucking people."
Yeah.
Like, I'm not changing any labels. I'm not telling anybody that I'm a fucking doctor. I tell you what I do, and if you want to try it on yourself, that's up to you.
Yeah.
So I'm not out here telling you that this is 100% going to save your life or fix anything you do, and I'm not writing a prescription, and there ain't a goddamn thing I'm giving to anyone else that a doctor's giving to people.
Right.
You know, like, I don't cross into that. Like, if somebody come to me and they said, "We want trizepatide," that shit's approved. Go to your fucking doctor. That's kind of where my stance is on it. Like, can basically be described as a controlled chemical, I would say at this point. So
you can buy them perfectly legally there's multiple pages, like websites where you can buy them. Fuck, you can go to Midwest Supplements or whatever.
Buy them over the counter.
Buy them over the counter in town. I mean,
well, you know, the thing is like trizepatide. They don't call it trizepatide.
Manjaro.
They call it Triz.
Yeah.
They change the names to them, and it's all every bit of it. Every one of those supplements you guys that you can find at the stores, it's all gray market supplements. They're all made in laboratories in China.
Yeah.
The only thing you get different is if you get a guy that brings in a big order of them, you can send it to another lab. You can pay like $40 or $80 a vial of random vials to have them tested to see the purity of them. So that's the only positive. That's how I've seen the purity tests on 3 or 4 different supplements that I've bought, just because I want to see if they're actually what they say they are. So if it comes back 99% pure, then cool.
Yeah.
If it's not, then I guess we bought some bullshit.
On to the next, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there was one website that got recommended actually by a doctor. Had a friend that she got really involved in the peptides. Like, she got super. I mean, you talked to her about it, Jeremy. Like, she knows her shit when talking about peptides. And she was going to a doctor for some issue a couple of years ago. I guess it would be that she got kind of heavily involved in trying to learn about peptides. And it was about the same time she was going to the doctor that interest developed, and she asked the doctor, like, "What do you think about peptides?" And the doctor was, kind of like, "Dude, glad you asked," kind of thing, because it's not something like that the practice that she was working at would allow her to like push. And she actually recommended a website to her, and it was Base Peptides. I don't know if you've run across that one or used them, but that one was recommended by a doctor, so I would expect that one's pretty solid. But then, and this goes to show how fucked the medical side of things are, I guess. That doctor got ran out of the practice that she was part of because she was interested in like healing patients and not just bringing them back. She didn't want to see her patients again.
Well,
she wanted to fix the fucking problem.
This is just full circle to what we started off with.
Exactly.
There's way more money in
the comeback.
Yeah.
When I was talking to all the specialists about my hip, I asked every office I went to, I was just straight up with them. I said, "What are your thoughts on this BPC 157 TB 500?" And they're like, "Well, we can't recommend it to you. It can't be a medical recommendation." But I've had one doctor tell me that he had a spine issue that he should have had treated with surgery, and it would have put him out of work for several months. And being that he's in the medical field, his insurance is basically through himself. He has to cover it. He said he treated it with BPC 157 and TB 500, and he said that after a week and a half, 2 weeks, he was back on his feet. He hasn't had any issues. He said if he ever feels it flaring up, he goes back and takes a couple basically precautionary doses, and he's done it without surgery.
It's probably 100% safer and better than cortisol that they just keep throwing corticosteroids in you and just like, yeah, it'll kill the inflammation for a while and you'll be fine.
Well, that's the other problem with cortisol is you get enough cortisol, it starts to deteriorate other things. And it also, the effects of it start to wear off. So if you need it down the road, it might not serve the same purpose.
Yep.
We're talking about cortisone, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, cortisone.
Yeah, not cortisol.
Yeah.
Cortisol's naturally occurring.
As a guy who's gotten cortisone shots before, they hurt, but then they don't work as good the next time and the next time and the next time.
Yeah,
you're just chasing that.
They made me have one in my hip. So.
Yeah.
That was something that I didn't want to start down that road when I first started trying to lose some weight. I was having pretty bad trouble with my elbows. We just started jujitsu, and that was when my
I know.
elbow
You heard all about
started. It. Yeah, it was horrible. And I was having trouble lifting weights. And the trainer, you guys know him, he was like, well, have you thought about getting a cortisone shot, or maybe you need a cortisone shot? And I was like, not doing it. Like whatever's wrong with my elbows isn't a cortisone deficiency. Like there's an issue that we can either work through or, find some natural way to handle it. Like everybody runs to that stuff, and there's better ways to handle it than what our medical field does. I genuinely believe that. I'm not a doctor. Like I have a hard time arguing with doctors, Like if a doctor came to my job and told me how to do my job, like I'd be like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? But the medical field has created such a distrust. And I think that really, became commonplace after COVID. Like where average Joe Blow just doesn't trust the doctor anymore.
Dude,
but I don't have a problem vocalizing it anymore.
And we've been very selective of what we've said. But I mean, with our kid, we've opted to, right now we're still saying that we're delaying shots. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if we'll ever do immunizations because I just don't trust it.
Yeah.
My son, he hurt his knee in pitching. He had a dislocation and a patella fracture in his knee his freshman year. And the doctor's like, well, if this happens again, we're going to have surgery. And I'm like, what's the odds of it happening again? 90%. Well, why don't we have surgery? Why don't we fix it? Because he's obviously got an injury that he needs fixed. So same knee dislocates again during season, puts him out that season. Again, no surgery. They just want to rehab it. They want to they put him on meloxicam for anti-inflammatory. Yeah. They want to rehab. They want to sell you a $200 brace. They want you to go to physical therapy 16, 20 times. Again, that puts him out another season. He has the same injury his junior football season. He doesn't fucking tell nobody. He has it in summer. His knee dislocated on him at least 5 times over the summer. And then in a game, he went down with it. They paid attention, saw it. And they're like, "What?" He's like, "Well, this has been happening ever since summer practice." And they're like, "Why didn't you tell anybody?" Because nobody's done anything. He just goes home and wraps it, ices it, and takes his meloxicam, and he's fought through the pain of it. They go and do his MRI. Kid's got a chunk of bone floating in his knee. He's got a partially torn ACL, and he's got it. So they're like, "We have to have surgery." And he's like, "We're fucking 3 years late.
Yeah, where was
fixed
this?
It then.
Yeah,
this he's decided the system doesn't work. I'm gonna fucking do it how I need to do it because I don't want to be taken out of everything I want to do." So he's at 100% now for the first time in 3 years, and I'm excited for him. So,
did he have the surgery?
Yeah.
Good.
And there's nothing wrong with surgery if you need surgery,
if it's necessary.
But when they prolong it, or they just their option is to pipe pain meds or something down you, that's where the issue lies. Well, my personal opinion.
The other thing with delaying surgery that you need to have is you get arthritis buildup. If they go in there and they fix you and they fix the issue before that arthritis and that pain's starting to flare, he's going to deal with that forever. Mm-hmm. Just like they told me with my hip, if I would have got it fixed sooner, I probably wouldn't had so much arthritis, and they could have done a more or less invasive surgery. Probably would have still been a long recovery, but I wouldn't have had a full replacement at 40. Would have had a labral repair. So, but now my kid dealt with 3 years of the same injury in his knee. He's probably going to have arthritis in his knees when he's 25.
Oh yeah. So he'll tell you 3 days before rainstorm comes that something's coming.
Right.
Yeah. Oh.
And back to, you saying something that about surgeries that you actually need to have. Back to the lack of trust with the medical field. Who's to say that you really need to have the surgery or not? Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, that was always my debate during COVID. Like, we all had our opinions during COVID, right? And we all fall on pretty much the same side of the aisle as far as that opinion goes about what COVID was or what it was going to be. I didn't really dive in real hard one way or the other at the beginning of COVID, because I was like, I'm a cop, not a doctor. Like, and you'd have all these people with like hard stances at the beginning. It's just the flu or it's just a cold. And for the most part, I think they turned out to be right. But at the beginning, before we really had much of a clue, I was kind of just like, shut the fuck up. You're a mechanic, not a doctor. You know what I mean? I'm a cop, not a doctor. You're a school teacher, not a doctor. Like, let the professionals sort this out. And then the professionals were the ones who were saying, you got to go get that vaccine. You got to go get that booster. You got to go get the second booster.
Yeah.
You got to go get the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, however many fucking boosters they've had at this point. And it's created this massive distrust of the medical field for me. And I think most people that think like us, they're like, fuck the doctor, you know? And so then whenever the doctor's like, you need to have knee surgery or you need to have hip surgery or whatever, is there some part of you that's like, do I? Or is he just trying to sell me this $100,000 surgery? What is it? You know? Who are you to like, and who are we to say? So ultimately it's created this feeling for me where it's like, it's rolling the dice.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to fucking go to the doctor for hardly anything because I'm not going to trust whatever they say unless I'm in such a bad position, you know, that
where I'm just ready for him to cut it or
I have
something.
to go to the doctor. Yeah.
Well, dude, COVID got me. So I was going to the gym and somebody or a couple people came to the gym sick with COVID, got everybody, and we shut the gym down. I went to the Fallen Officer tournament, saw the guy who's the pro out there, and he said, what are you doing here? I'm playing golf today. He goes, man, everybody that was at the gym last week is out with COVID. And I was like, oh, I think I'm fine. I worked that full night. I think I got off at like 6 o'clock that morning, got a couple hours of sleep, and then went to play golf. And I was feeling fine, just having a good old day. And then I came home and the wheels came off. I just felt like crap. Got a fever for like 6 hours. Woke up and I thought I was fine. And work was like, nope, go get a test. So I went to the Tribe, test positive. They put me on meds. I got sick from the meds. I was out for 21 days because I had an allergic reaction to the meds they gave me.
Tribe was like smallpox.
It's in the horse blankets.
When COVID came around, we were doing a lot of work for a hospital, and so they had mandatory testing for anyone at the hospital, and the other thing they wanted was mandatory vaccinations for anyone that was going to work on the hospital. So it's like, hey, you guys can either work on this job and get paid, and get vaccinated, whatever, or we just aren't going to be able to work you down here because they won't let you in their facility. So we get these we didn't get vaccinations immediately, but one of our guys on our crew tested positive because they were testing us daily. So their fucking excuse was, oh, you guys are all together, so you're all going to be quarantined together, so we can't work. Oh, no, you can work. You just stay together. Like, so we're here doing your work. You're going to make sure we're still working at your hospital, but we're quarantining ourselves
Can't see everybody else.
So we they rented us a house to all stay in the same house, and we just kept working. And then, dude, it was like we ended up testing. I worked alongside multiple guys that tested positive, no symptoms whatsoever. I tested positive, no symptoms. And then I get the vaccine in like November. And dude, it kicked my ass. That vaccine put me on my ass worse than COVID. I was asymptomatic every other time. And then I got the vaccine and like to kill me. I thought I was going to die. I'm like,
You got the vaccine.
yeah,
I'm disappointed in you.
sorry, man.
I'm a pure blood.
Dude, Chloe's work made her stay home. They said, if your spouse tests positive and you test negative, you have to stay home for like 20 something days to see if you did. I was already back to work and she was still home. She never once tested positive.
Isn't that wild?
Slept in the same bed, everything, nothing changed.
We didn't let the kids get tested. Like we didn't let them get tested or vaccinated for COVID. But me and Heather both got vaccinated and tested, and we made a decision. We're not going to let them get it. I mean, if we're going to get stuck with something, fuck it.
Yeah.
But we're not going to have our kids inadvertently exposed to some bullshit.
Why did you do it? What was the determining factor for you?
I own a business that was getting paid by a fucking hospital.
Yeah.
So,
That
and they were calling the
sucks, dude.
shots.
Yeah, that sucks. I get it, but that fucking blows. But no real side effects from it for you.
Other than it, when I got the vaccine, it fucking.
You don't see his tail that glows?
Yeah.
Yeah. You shut these lights off and it's like a glow stick.
You haven't
man.
Damar Hamlin'd on us or anything like that yet. Just been walking around and fall out.
No, I mean, I was running 30 miles a week at 360 fucking pounds. That might have been a
Fucking
COVID thing.
Yeah, that could have
superpowers
been.
in the back.
I was one of the ones that got the superpower.
Yeah. I didn't do it. Like, I don't know what would have happened if the sheriff's office would have been like, if they'd have required it. I don't know what I'd have done. I got one friend that works at an unnamed place at an undisclosed location where he got like a falsified vaccine record. He has he says like he's got a thing that says he got vaccinated and he didn't.
I know plenty of people who, when they're kids, if they got exposed for sports, they would falsify a photograph. There was photographs of negative COVID tests floating around, so that they'd submit that as their COVID test, so that the kids could still participate in athletics.
Well, dude, the thing that the health department was doing was just on like with a random generic ass number on a half a sheet of printer paper. Like there was no
Real official.
Yeah. No lot numbers, no nothing. Just like, here's some initials by someone who poked you.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
I will say the hospitals that we were doing business with, they made a lot of fucking money during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Like we did a whole lot more than just working on their hospital. Their fucking house got doubled in size. Their fucking businesses got doubled in size.
Yeah.
We built fucking cabins for it. Well, I mean, we were putting a lot of money into it, and I guarantee it was COVID money.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of money floating around, so they were soaking it up, and I think everybody in the health game was soaking it up. So it falls back on how much do you trust them. I have a couple doctors who are close friends of mine, and if I got a health question, they're the first person I call.
Yep.
I'm like, who do you trust me to go talk to? Because I'm not dumb. I have family members who will avoid the hospital, and it'll be the death of them because they'll need to be there. I'm not going to be that guy, but I'm not just going to just go right to the hospital.
Go to a random doc and just hope for the best.
I'm going to say, this is what I'm dealing with. You tell me, should I go to the hospital and who should I ask for?
Yeah.
And so that's where we go with that.
That's what I want. I want a doctor that hates doctors. I want a doctor that hates the medical field.
Dude, I found that in our chiropractor. That's my favorite thing about him.
Yeah.
Hang on. We need a message break for our sponsors. What's a chiropractor's name?
Yeah. I wish, trying to think of how to word it without sounding like I'm shitting on him, because I love him, but I don't necessarily buy all of it. Like, chiropractic is it.
Oh, yeah. I don't think
That's it.
chiropractic's it. I think it's the same thing when we teach anybody to do anything. It's a way. Because he's rehabbed me through some things where they said, hey, you need surgery. Between red light, chiropractic and stuff, I was able to not have surgery. So it's a way. It's definitely not the way for everything.
Yeah.
If I had a broken femur or a brain injury, I wouldn't go to him.
Yeah, he's just almost like, if you have cancer, you need to go to him.
Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't do
You know what
that.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think that should be part of it.
But he still has and in general, I think a lot of the homeopathic, holistic doctors have a different approach. Dude, the baby had colic really bad, went through like a spurt of it. Took him over there. He goes, man, bring him back 3 times. I'll adjust him. The day after, like right after the adjustment, he slept the best and did fine. And then a week went by, we went back. After our 3rd visit, he put him on a probiotic for his gut. We still use it to this day. And that adjustment that he got, and he's been completely fine ever since. Just little stuff.
I think it's foundational.
Yeah.
It may not be the end all be all, like I think he kind of builds it to be.
Yeah.
But I think if your spine's not working properly, if the signals from your brain to the rest of your body aren't arriving the way they should, like how can you expect anything else to be right from there?
I agree with that.
So I think it should be foundational in whatever your medical or health and fitness routine is. I think chiropractic has to be part of it if you're trying to address it holistically.
I agree with that.
So it's super important. What got us there?
I have no clue. We don't trust the health system.
Yeah.
want a doctor.
I want a doctor that hates. I want a doctor that hates the medical field because of what it is. Like, doctors don't want to solve the problem.
Yeah.
like they want you coming back for the prescriptions.
Yeah.
You know, it's all driven by big pharma. I wholeheartedly believe that, and we've created a culture where that's the way people are. One of the guys that used to work with us got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Everybody knows with it that has any sense that type 2 diabetes can be handled through diet and exercise.
100%.
You don't have to give yourself insulin shots every day.
My old man got it, and I just told you he's gone to a doctor for 13 months now, and he was on blood thinners, statins, all this stuff. He just went back, got his deal, and he's off of all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Off metformin, off everything.
Because he changed his diet.
Changed his diet, exercise, and then he made him, same deal as counting calories. He gave him one of those in deals where it checks to your phone, so he could just see his blood sugar and be like, if I eat a bowl with 3 scoops of ice cream, it's going to make my blood sugar go crazy. It's just like counting calories or anything. Once you see it, then it makes sense. I could sit there and tell him, if you do this, this is what will happen. Oh, I'll be fine. Once he did it for a month and saw how it was, he's like, oh shit, I got to quit eating ice cream before bed.
Hey, listen, my dad had he had an issue. He got an autoimmune disease by breathing in some mold under a house. And the disease is that anytime he eats certain foods, it raises his calcium levels in his body, and it shuts down his kidneys. And so he was getting hospitalized. He's like, oh, this is bull. And they'd go give him prednisone shots and help bring him back through it. But it got to the point where they weren't working. So then he ends up in the hospital. And for whatever fucking reason, I'm the only person he's going to let have his medical stuff. So I go in there and talk to him. And he's like, well, I'm in kidney failure. And I'm like, well, I'd give you a kidney, but you're just going to fuck it up. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the doctor tells you don't fucking eat this, then don't fucking eat it. Like, it's that simple. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't fucking drink. I don't give a shit what it is unless it's a protein shake. I'm not drinking a fucking thing that has sugar in it. Like, my brain has convinced me that if it's either diet or sugar free, or I'm not fucking touching it. Like, I don't know why I've hardwired it in my head. Don't eat fucking eggs if you can't eat eggs. I'm not telling you that that's what it was. I don't know exactly what it was, but he'd be like, oh, that doctor doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, because he'd feel good for 2 months and he's like, I got it healed. It's not how that works. You have a disease that's going to do this if you eat this. Like, put 2 and 2 together, man. You know it's going to happen. So he kept doing that long enough that it started fucking with his spine. He ended up having to have spine surgery, lost feeling in his fucking leg. Now he drives a truck that sits 3.5 feet off the ground. He's 65, 66 years old. He broke his fucking ankle 3 times getting out of that big ass truck. Like, hey, why don't we get you a smaller truck? Oh, I like my fucking truck. I'm like, come on, man.
It's crazy when people get old like Matt.
Stubborn.
They just get hard-headed.
They're fucking stubborn, man. Stubborn as shit, dude.
And Matt's dad is just a worse version.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Hard-headed.
You know what's fucking funny is we're talking about 22, 23 years of friendship. I've met his dad one fucking time, and I couldn't even tell you the circumstances. I think he was with Matt doing something, and that was it. And I've went with Matt a couple different times, and we've set up hunting spots for him and everything. But I don't think I've ever had a real conversation with him.
He is he's a loner.
That's the winner. We get the dads on the podcast.
Not a chance.
Dude, that'd be fun.
Not a chance.
You get some salty old fucks on here, just letting you know what they think about the government and everything else.
They'll say whatever.
Yeah, not a chance.
You'd have to do it in like a 2 or 3 part per dad, because you know they're not going to fucking stop.
Oh God. I was on the phone yesterday driving home from driving back from the store, and I talked to Dad, and he was, Trump did this, Trump. I said, boy, you just got to fucking pump your boy, don't you? Jesus.
Gotta love him.
God.
Are all of our dads Trump guys?
Probably.
Oh, yeah. Colton was a Kamala
Probably.
guy.
I don't know.
Colton's like 24, so his parents are still.
It's a Newsmax household.
Oh, dang. Hardcore.
Like, my stepdad's got to a point where I think it was my nephew's birthday. Nephew's turning 8. Like, dead silent in the room. Asks, I think it was my sister-in-law's sister, if she was a Kamala supporter. Like, nobody's talking about politics, and just out of left field, do you like old Kamala Harris? And I'm like, bro,
God.
we're at an 8-year-old's birthday party. Shut the fuck up. Like, nobody cares.
Hell no.
I hate fucking talking about politics in general, man.
I know.
Fuck that. People are like, you watch the news? I'm like, fuck no, I don't watch the news. I don't get
Dude,
it.
my life has been so good since I got rid of social media and I don't turn on the news.
No, I like knowing what's going on in the world, but at the same time, I'm always wondering, what's going on behind the scenes that we'll never know about. That really was the impetus behind all of it.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Gas prices went up. It cost me $91 to fill my truck up.
Dude.
It cost me $50 to fill mine up, and I was pissed about it.
Because apparently we were at war with Iran and
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we're getting way off topic.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
All right, let me bring us back on. So if you were going to grab a person that was skeptical, what would be like your elevator pitch to tell them like peptides will work for you?
I would just say they're not the end all be all, but they fucking help. Look at me. I dropped 112 pounds in 7 months. I'm probably not your normal person because I do have a lot of motivation, but obviously it's a kick in the ass if I'm sticking a needle in me. I've got a driving force that's going to motivate me to stay consistent. So I've got nothing to say against them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think it's going to be, obviously it depends on who you're talking to that wants to hear the elevator pitch, but they're natural. There's really not a downside. If you're curious, do some homework. There is damn near an endless supply of information to be found on various social media groups that you can get into, and then stuff to read about online, YouTube. The information on them is everywhere. Do a little bit of homework for yourself. If you have a medical professional that will have the conversation with you, try to have that conversation and then make your own decisions.
I've yet to meet a medical professional that has anything negative to say about peptides at all. And I've asked a lot of them about them. So,
And it's something that they're willing to not medically endorse, but kind of endorse, and they get no money on. No kickbacks, no nothing.
yeah.
It's different when a doc's out there selling you something that they're going to get kickback on.
Now, I'm pretty sure that we wouldn't be able to bring one on here.
Right.
And they'll
Yeah,
say what they
100%.
say, But they'll fucking tell you behind closed doors, hey, I've seen this. I believe in this.
Yeah.
This could really help you. Now, there's our real conversations with people too. Like, that's not for you.
Yeah.
Like, I have people, my fucking mom came in today to my house. She walks in and says, what do you think about Clo? I said, don't get it. And she's like, why? Or Glow or whatever the fuck it is. I'm like, because the copper in it, there's science that shows that the copper in it degenerates all the other peptides after it's reconstituted. Like, so you're just going to stick yourself with copper. Why don't you just go get GHKCU? Like, that's the copper peptide. Use that. Like, it's going to give you the same benefits, and you're not paying for all the 3 extra peptides in it that aren't doing shit.
I feel like we just kind of barely skim the surface of your peptide knowledge.
I don't have a lot of peptide knowledge. I only know the stuff I fuck with.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pretend that there's not way smarter people out there. I just don't want to stick something in me that I'm going to regret.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Like, I just don't want to put shit in my body that's gonna give me a negative reaction, because I'm pretty motivated. I've got things I want to fucking do, and I would really hate to throw that off. So
Yeah.
on top of that, the law enforcement background, I don't want to do anything illegal either. So
Yeah. That puts us in a moral dilemma sometimes.
Not with this.
No, not with this, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like the more that guys, firefighters, and maybe the old day, they were using roids and stuff, it puts you in that moral legal dilemma where this stuff is just safe, effective, and well, without using the vaccine words, safe and effective and legal.
I'm going to tell you, for personal perspective, like, I have no problem with anybody putting anything in their body that they want to do to enhance who they are and what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like, from a legal standpoint, you have steroids, I'm going to have to take your steroids, write a report, and do all that. But I'm not going to I'm not going to berate you, and I have no personal ill will towards you for your decisions, because I commend anybody who wants to make themselves a better version of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just starts to become a problem whenever it gets
The legal
kind of comes
area.
off the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you see people that get, like, addicted to the idea of how big can I get, or how, like, the bodybuilding type thing. I mean, it's whatever. Are you really better? Is Ronnie Coleman really a better version of a human whenever he was so big he couldn't wipe his own ass? I mean, it was like super impressive.
We talked about this the other day, though. A lot of people have dysmorphia.
Right.
they get this perception of themselves, whether they're small or they're fat or they're skinny and want to get big, whatever it is. And then they surround themselves with people, and we all think, oh, we're good friends, so we're going to bust this guy's balls. Some fat guy says, hey, I want to lose some weight. How are you doing it? You tell them, they get on board, and then 2 other fat guys come and give them shit because they're doing it. And they're like, hey, shut the fuck up and embrace that dude on his journey. Let him fucking give him some support. Like, he's trying to do something. The more encouragement he gets, the more likely he's going to stay on that path.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of that. I mean, just where I work, even. I think your environment is a little bit more supportive. You've surrounded yourself with people that on a real similar journey, even though they might not be coming from the same place. The end game is the same as far as goals go. You just started at a different point. Dude, like I stopped going to lunch with the dudes and everything every day because we get a fucking Mexican joint or fucking stogies or, I mean, just trash ass food all the time. Delicious, you know, but like trash. And you do that every day and then don't eat healthy at supper or whatever, like, and you're not working out. Like, what do you think the fucking result's going to be, you know? And I got to a point several months ago where I was like, this has got to fucking stop. And then it's, you know, or, you know, this is where we're going for lunch. I'm like, oh, I'm going home, or, you know, I'm going to eat this or whatever, brought lunch. You know, it's like, I mean, it's constantly making fun of me for it.
Yeah.
There ain't any of them getting any better.
Right.
Like, you know, and they're joking, you know, there's a joke in it too, but a lot of it comes from jealousy. I genuinely believe that. They don't have anything to be jealous of me for. It's not like I look like I'm chiseled out of fucking granite or anything, but I'm definitely a far cry from what I was 6 months ago, you know?
Well, no, they just don't like it that you're calling them out, because silently calling them out because they're taking the easy way.
Yeah.
Where you guys are staunch on like your physical, your eating and stuff, I'm staunch with our finances. So like I choose not to go out to eat. I eat 1 day a week. I eat out with the guys. Other than that, I'll go with them, drink a water, hang out, just for the social camaraderie of it. But like the finance side for me, and
Dude.
man, if I pair that with this, I'd be dangerous if I could get my health and stuff under control along with my finances. But dude, if you spend $20 5 times a week eating out,
$400 a month just on fucking cheeseburgers.
right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or you invest $400. I mean, I'm at the point now I'm trying to make a couple $100 a day in the stock market. I can take $400 and invest in the stock market, and I can double it in 90 days.
Yeah.
Think about it like this, though. If you're putting shit in, you're going to get shit out.
Yeah.
You're not going to you're not going to go home and have the motivation. You eat a big greasy fucking meal, you're going to feel bloated. You're going to be inflamed. You're going to be semi-lethargic. You're going to want to just relax and let that go away like you're sick almost, because you kind of are. You're poisoning yourself.
Yep.
You eat good food, and you're not going to feel all that bloat. You're not going to be retaining all that water. You're going to have the energy to get up and go do something. That's going to be the workout. That's going to be the extra results right there.
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those things that, like, if you know it's going to make you feel like shit, and it's not going to you're not going to be motivated to do your workout. So fuck that. I don't want to eat that today.
Yeah, but it's easy. Right? I mean, that's most guys' excuse is it's easy.
Well, so I've made it not easy.
Good.
I literally surrounded myself with people like Matt. Like he said, I have friends that we hold ourselves like accountable. We do the exact same fucking workout every day.
That's awesome.
He might run a few more miles than me because his hip's not fucked up, or he might bike a little more further or less because of whatever's going on. But our swim's the same, our workout is the same, our heart rates are the same, and our times are the same. I've got Matt, who I call, and we talk about it. We're bouncing shit off of each other, and so you just know you're in the same mindset with people. I got 2 other friends that they're fucking. One's on a cut, and the other one, he'll never go on a cut, but he's a phenomenal shape power lifter. Like, dude's, he should be chiseled out of stone. John, like, he's just a fucking freak of a man, but he has so dialed into his routine every day at the same time. He eats the same kind of stuff. It's simple, but it hits everything he needs. And then he goes and fucking moves houses. It's easy to be motivated when you surround yourself with people like that regularly.
It's crazy that less people, or that more people, are not like that. And it's embarrassing for me that I've spent so much of my life not in a place where I'm really trying to be better. I watched a podcast with DJ Shipley and Mike Israetel.
Oh my God, Colton just got a raging boner.
Colton was like,
No.
you just hear this little just underneath the
Hear
table.
anything, but thanks for giving me credit.
Shirt's pants kind of ruffle a little bit.
Yeah, Colton's over here.
You hear what sounds like a faucet
Will you-
turn on?
Will you say DJ Shipley one more
Yeah.
time? Say it slow. But it was a podcast called like Training to Become Amazing at Combat or something like that. And it was DJ Shipley and Mike Israetel. DJ Shipley, obviously a Navy SEAL, retired Navy SEAL, and Mike Israetel's like a sports scientist or something like that. Bodybuilder, health and fitness guy. And it was real simple what DJ Shipley said to do. They spent a bunch of the episode talking about cops. I was laying in bed, fat as fuck, and kind of, you know how you are at the beginning, like right before you get to the point where you make the change. And that was where it changed, was like that night was the beginning of it. They were talking about how cops are just so horribly undertrained. And I was like, yeah. And talked about how most of us are fat. Yeah. And how most of us don't do anything about it. Yeah. And I was just sitting here
Checking all those boxes.
Yep. Check. And he said, spend 2 or 3 hours a week in the gym lifting weights, spend 2 or 3 hours a week doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and spending about an hour a week working with a firearm. In 1 year, you're like a cyborg compared to most of the people, like 95% of the other cops that you work with. I've done that. And I wouldn't say I'm like a cyborg compared to the other guys that I work around, but I'm definitely a far cry from what I was about a year ago. Don't remember what got me off on that, other than kind of that was sort of a spark to get the thing started. Yeah. It was that.
There definitely needs to be a bigger push overall in law enforcement for health. I'm telling you, at 350 pounds running, I wasn't an unmotivated person. I was working out, I was lifting, I was running. I just wasn't taking into consideration that I need to have some longevity here. Now I have a fucking hip implant, and the reality is that's why I'm on this journey now, and I'm not going to change from it. The reality is I need that motherfucker to last. Whether it's going to last me 10 years, 15 years, if it has to be replaced, I don't want to have a massive, extensive recovery. I want to be able to recover.
Yeah.
I want to take every step I take. I want to reduce the kinetic energy that's going through that hip every time I run. If I have to chase somebody, fight, whatever. So I'm looking at it a whole different perspective right now than I did back then. I used to yeah, cool. You can run fucking 3 miles, or you can catch this little tweak or whatever, but everybody looks at you, you still look like a fat ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're big. They're probably not going to fight you, but they're still going to talk shit, and they're going to be disrespectful. It's pretty sad though that I find it kind of amusing, honestly, that as big as I was, that I was still in better physical shape than probably somewhere in the 65 to 80% of cops in this area.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I would say that's accurate.
and so that's kind of a bad spot. I would say I'm in probably the top 10 or 15 now in percentage wise. As far as
Way higher than that.
well, I'm trying to be not
Yeah, you're
sound
being
arrogant,
humble.
so
I won't do that. Like, there's only how many other guys train like you train?
everybody, one that I know of, and every time we invite everyone, they say no. So
Yeah,
they refuse.
don't
to come.
invite me. I ain't going. I'll tell you that right now. Like,
I'll be really happy for you.
Hey, listen, I like
Dude,
he's
I
told
will
me,
cheer on your Iron Man.
when I cross that line and they say you are an Iron Man. Like,
yeah,
that'd be
that's
it.
dude. It's badass.
Yeah.
Like, I think jujitsu's my Iron Man thing. Like, that's the thing that I've sunk my teeth into that I'm gonna stay with. That most people won't.
Did you ever cry when you were running your Iron Man? Because he cries at jiu-jitsu.
Every night.
Listen, I cry in the pool.
Okay.
Every time, dude. I'll be strokes and just tears running down my face. It's why I have to drain my goggles because they're full of water, full of tears.
I just ride home with the no
Just
sound and don't
no
talk.
sound, just
Yeah,
fucking
just-
music off, just contemplating your fucking life
Yeah.
experiences.
Yeah. How much of the transformation that you're making is related to just realizing that, bro, I'm 40 years old, probably on the back nine of life.
Honestly, I haven't really thought about the back nine of life.
Dude, it hit me hard, man.
It should. You're 57.
I'm 46. Technically, I could be about halfway through my life, but probably significantly farther than that.
I've been told how old I am so many times in the past year, though, especially with the hip. It's like, what the fuck? Am I that old? Do I look old as shit? Like, come on now.
It's like, I don't think your mind ever stops being 25. you know?
I definitely think that that's true in being a cop, because you're not driving around like, man, you're just like, look at that shithead over there. Let's go mug that motherfucker. And you don't care if there's a fight or a fucking chase or whatever you're hoping it happens. You could be the oldest fucking guy on the fleet, and you're still hoping for it to happen. You want to poke the bear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't, like, in my mind, I'm still 25, you know?
It's just when you want to do 25-year-old shit, it takes your body twice as long to recover.
Oh, dude, like, whenever, like, say there's, like, a really good roll at jiu-jitsu, like a good hard one with somebody that can't smash me, I can't smash them, but we fucking try to kill each other. That one, like, I feel that for a few days, you know? Even though my mind is 25, my body reminds me that I'm not, and I'll never forget this. Was it Dr. Frack's a couple years ago? My birthday was coming up or something. I don't know if it comes up in their system or if it got brought up in conversation, but somehow my birthday, you know, got brought up or whatever. And it was 45. And he was like, oh, you know, half of men have their first heart attack between age 45 and age 55, you know, and that was like statistically half of men will have a heart attack in that decade. And I was like, fuck, that's where I'm at in life now.
And let's take law enforcement and let's just dial that up a couple clicks.
Right. And so here's the other thing. Life expectancy for a cop in some study I was reading was 58. Like, that's the average life expectancy for a cop.
But you got 10 years left.
Yeah. Like, that's, well, and your fucking ass made a comment one time. We were at lunch, and this was before everything started. I think this was shortly after I went to the training that you were doing and was rolling with the guys there and stuff. And we were talking about something 10 years down the road, and you were like, Walker, buddy, I don't know if you got 10 years left in you. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And we never really expanded on that, but like,
I think that's me just talking shit. But,
but like, no, but it stuck, you know, like that was a thing. I was like, God damn, like I am getting older. And I mean, do I seem like I'm that old at this point? Like where I'm carrying myself like an old fucking tired fuck?
You have for the last couple of years been a crotchety old fuck. But the last 6 months, and I think we all know what that's attributed to, but you've been a lot fucking more chill and a lot more motivated.
It's only been like 3 months. But
well, it feels like 6 because dealing with you for 2 years of being an asshole felt like a decade.
I think he's a delight.
But yeah, like, you know, Dr. Frack being like, you know, you're in that decade where on average, you know, 50% of dudes have a heart attack, and knowing the physical health I was not in, you know, the realizing that age wise, I mean, what's the average American male live to, like 76 or something like that?
I don't know. I've always told everybody that I'm going to be fine if I check out at 60, 65.
Yeah.
Like, I've had a pretty good run.
I don't want to, you know, I want to live as long as I'm living good. As if that's 100, then cool.
I was cool with that until I had a kid at 38, and I'm like, I'd like to see maybe grandkids, so I got to stay away.
Knowing that if average life expectancy is 76 and I'm 45, like I'm well on the backside of things. And if average life expectancy for a cop is 58, you know, I'm way closer to the back end of things, you know. But I also see the way most cops take care of themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't. It's fucking pathetic the way cops take care of themselves or don't take care of themselves. So that's been the big spark for me, is just health. You know, just overall health. I want to be healthy. I'm not worried about, you know, looking like I'm going on a calendar or something like that. I just want to be healthy. And everything else will be a byproduct. Will I look better as a result of that? Sure. You know, will I perform better at jiu-jitsu because of that? Sure.
So you're saying that you're not going to be in the calendar?
No. Okay. No. That's not a goal, is to, you know, look amazing with my shirt off. That's not the number one goal. Will it come as a result? You know, probably, or something closer to that.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm chasing. I'm chasing being healthy. I'd like to freaking be healthy and wake up dead one day when I'm 85, you know, like
be able to fucking retire and have a few
years.
Yeah, exactly.
Enjoy life.
Yeah, that's the thing that you know, the whole thing about checking out at 60. It's like, well, if I retire at 55, which is kind of the goal, like I want to get to enjoy some of that, not be decrepit and old and stumbling around on my back and my knees and everything, and not be able to have 15 or 20 years to like enjoy what you worked for, you know, because at this point in life, we just live to go to work.
Yeah.
So to be healthy, get to the end of the work race, and get to enjoy what's on the other side of that finish line.
All right, Eads, I got 2 questions for you to kind of help wrap this up and wind this thing down. Thanks for your time, number one. I know you hearing the stories, seeing the results, you have incredible motivation. Where does it come from?
From my kids, my family. Like my sons are, my oldest son he's extremely motivated in pretty much everything he does. So I want to be a good role model for him.
So did you have motivation like that growing up? Was it modeled to you?
No, I always had a good work ethic, but I was a poor student.
Okay.
If I wasn't interested, I wasn't motivated. But my whole life flipped when we had my first son.
Yep.
So, and my youngest son, he's just like my best friend. So he kind of gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. He gets an easy pass.
Yeah.
But he also helps me. He's like my hunting buddy, and we go fucking work around the farm and do all that stuff together. So
Cool. Well, we've got one, and I know that you have number one. You're the first guest that's not part of this Three Musketeer group here, so you're going to get kind of the run at this. What is your biggest why? I think you probably just answered it. If you look at the logo, we spelled grind weird. I've got a graphic designer wife, and she helped me put a little understanding to it. The why in the middle, we spelled it with a Y, is why do we do what we do? Like, what's your motivation? What's your why? I think you pretty much answered it right there.
yeah, I just want to be a good example for my kids. Truthfully,
Yeah.
that's the only reason I'm still a fucking cop today. My son got up on a stage when he was in second grade and said, "I want to grow up and be a police officer like my daddy." And now I'm fucking stuck here forever. I got to die out of this fucking job. He's been trying to talk me into quit for years, and I still keep showing up.
He's got a side business that thrives.
Yeah.
You know, that could easily. How much better would
Replace.
that business do if you left it, or if you left law enforcement to focus solely on the side gig?
It'd be substantially better for the
Yeah.
business, but
Right.
Yeah, you know, and he still goes and does that just out of the love for the game. Which, I mean, I think he's crazy, but hats off to him for it.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Any closing thoughts? Anything?
no, maybe next time bring me back and we'll talk some hunting or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I
100%.
think I was talking to Zach about this earlier today, because Zach didn't know about the podcast yet, and I'd sent him me and Colton's episodes, and I told him I think, you know, right now it's a lot of jujitsu and odds and ends, but I think as fall gets closer,
Hunting's gonna
there'll
start
be a
gearing
little
up.
bit of a shift, and we'll have more hunting related conversations and things like that. So, well, obviously there will be an opening to bring you back in and chat hunting.
All right, Colton, what do you got? You're over there with your phone out taking notes the whole time. He told you how to get big.
Yeah.
Get jacked, bro.
Yeah, the
You
diet
have to
thing's
eat more.
Yeah, so that's the thing is like I'll be the first to tell you I'm not losing weight.
You don't talk
so
to the
I
mic
pretty
either.
much eat.
There you go.
I'm in the mic, but I pretty much eat just whatever the fuck I want. Like if I, go get my shit pushed in at jujitsu for an hour, and I want to go home and eat fucking Oreo ice cream sandwiches, I do it. Should I? No. Is it probably going to catch up with me? Yeah. So, and the peptide thing is, I've heard a bunch about the peptide stuff, and it's intriguing, but it's intimidating when you don't know where to start. So getting that baseline of like, hey, these are a couple that probably help you out. That helps. That gets the ball rolling.
Yeah, I would. I'd look into your Chat GPT and I'd tell them, I'd have it figure your baseline for calorie intake, get your protein intake up, and then I would find a pretty consistent regimen and I'd stay with it, and I'd cut out the bullshit and see if it helps, because some people take in a lot of fucking sugar and they they just shit it out. I mean,
It's empty calories.
yeah.
He's one of them that can do it. Like, I'll see him in traffic probably twice a week. I'm like, "Where you going, Colton?" And he's like, "Culver's." "Where you going, Colton?" "Going down to Bricktown to have some chicken strips and a beer." And this is 2 hours before jujitsu, and it's like,
Yeah.
so I'm like,
Dude, I gotta plan my day from when I wake up that morning what I'm gonna eat to survive at jiu-jitsu.
yeah, oh, dude, me too. Like, and to expand on something, we got to wrap this thing up eventually, but this is a good conversation.
Yeah.
Colton, you got to start eating with purpose, and that's something that him and I have figured out, and you too. And I don't know if anybody noticed it, but for the first year at jiu-jitsu, what was like, how many rounds did I roll a night?
1 or 2.
If I got 3 in, like, holy moly, but it was always typically 2, sometimes 1.
He'd take 1 and then take 1 or 2 rounds off and then
Get
do
another
one
one
more
in.
and then go over there and suck wind.
Yeah, 2 was kind of my baseline.
Yeah.
And 1 was a bad night, and 3, I felt like I did pretty good. I've consistently started rolling 3 or 4, and that's I mean, I think the weight loss is part of that. Obviously, I move a lot better. I'm a lot lighter, moving around, and I'm not hauling as much weight around in a roll, so it's going to be less taxing. The biggest thing is I've started to eat with intention, though. I have goals, like I have protein numbers, and especially on jiu-jitsu days, and even before jiu-jitsu days, I start to fuel for jiu-jitsu tonight. And I'm thinking about jiu-jitsu tonight when I eat. And I think about jiu-jitsu tomorrow at breakfast and at lunch, and then my pre-jiu-jitsu snack. If you have a goal that you want to reach with your body, you can't just, willy-nilly, because you don't gain weight. I mean, that's great. You can get away with things that I can't get away with. But if you want to improve your performance or physicality, you have to eat with the intention of doing that.
Yeah.
And then once you get that knocked out, once you get that foundation laid, then start thinking about the peptides. Agree, disagree?
I agree with that. One of the things that I've started doing with this endurance type training is dude, I never used to fucking drink water when I'd run. I didn't have a water bottle. I wasn't snacking while I'm running. None of that shit. But now beating it in my head that he's like, you need to be taking in anywhere from 16 to 30 grams of carbs every half hour while you're on these long, grueling deals, because you're going to deplete everything. You've got an Ironman that's going to take you 10, 12 hours to get it done, maybe longer. You don't want to be fucking toast by the end of it, and you will be toast if nutrition doesn't keep you in it. Then you're going to be spent. So,
like, food truly is fuel.
Yeah,
like it really is fuel. Like we cardio gas at jiu-jitsu, or I cardio gas at jiu-jitsu all the time, and it was like, I mean, I'd be sucking wind, something terrible, but my arms would be so fucking heavy. Like my arms would be almost like I couldn't pick them up. Like I'd just be so slow. And then I started eating different, but like fueling up before jiu-jitsu, small protein shake, a banana, and like 15 grams of honey. And that would fuel jiu-jitsu. And that, like when I started eating like that, it completely changed my jiu-jitsu performance. And I'm sure I can dial it in even further, but just that small tweak, 60 minutes before jiu-jitsu, has made a huge difference in performance at jiu-jitsu. And to expand on what he said about ChatGPT, I use it, and we talked about MyFitnessPal for logging what I'm eating.
I've made it to downloading that app and like entering my where I'm at, where I want to be, and like not knowing where to start. But how in the fuck am I supposed to eat that many fucking calories?
Hey, listen, it's the same with fat loss. If you want to lose 15 pounds, that's 45,000 fucking calories. Think about that. 15 pounds is 45,000 calories, either not consumed or burned. And if you want to put on 15 pounds, you better take in 45,000 extra calories.
But good calories.
Good calories
like
with proteins. And it's probably actually a much higher ratio because you're not getting nearly that in your proteins.
I'm supposed to eat over I think it's like 3,037 calories.
I bet if you added up what you eat in a day, though, Culver's, like, what's a normal day for you? What's breakfast? Be honest.
It's a cinnamon pull apart and a protein coffee from Starbucks.
Probably 1,000 calories right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's lunch?
Bag of chips.
210 calories
ish.
What's supper?
Like chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, green beans, something like that.
Another 1,000 probably pushing. The
12,
chicken fried
1,000,
steak, you know. So
you're eating like 2,200 calories right there.
And then like at work, I'm on and off a forklift, walking outside. I'm mobile throughout the day too. So I mean,
so how many steps you think you're getting a day?
Does your fucking watch not tell you?
no.
Oh,
he's a simple man.
10,
Tells
15,000.
Huh?
10, 15,000.
Not even
15.
close. Not even close.
You don't think?
No, not even close. Not unless you have a job where you're walking a lot throughout the day.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
You're on a forklift most of the day.
No.
No?
No. I mean,
Okay.
I run a forklift, but like I have to walk outside to lock out the trailers. I have to walk through my warehouse down to the cooler to help them. I mean, I'm moving all day.
I have to be intentional with my day at work to come up with 10,000 steps.
Very.
Yeah. I mean, if I do outbound, I'll walk 20,000 steps.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the outbound is constant walking. Robots load them.
That's 10 miles a day.
You should probably consider like eating 5 meals a day and you should be very, very direct and specific in what you're eating. Like
Not a cinnamon pull apart.
protein fucking pancakes, protein shakes. You're gonna want to load it up. Eggs,
Steak.
eggs are your friend, steak's your friend. Get away from. I mean, I'd normally say stay with chicken and salmon and all that shit, but that's lower calorie. You need to get up in that red meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a big I love chicken and steak.
Yeah,
I just
eat a chicken and a steak. It's not gonna hurt you.
You'll be all right.
So you need to eat a whole rotisserie chicken and a 16-ounce steak every day for a month.
Yeah.
And let's see what happens.
and lift weights.
And get you those little to-go packs of some guacamole. Get some good fats in there.
Yeah.
So here's what I would do. In this,
Dude, I'd be shitting in tall cotton if I could eat what I'm telling him to eat every day.
You're gonna be fucking broke though. That's gonna be an expensive diet to be on.
cheaper than going out to eat all the time.
That's
Also
true.
cheaper than the guns you buy.
Oh yeah,
I don't
forgot
buy
about that.
guns. Guns are bad. Guns kill people.
What I've done is I use MyFitnessPal, and I set up Chat GPT. I'm 46 years old. You know, at the time when I started, I weighed probably 220 or something like that. I weigh 220. I want to get down to this weight, roughly this body fat. That, you know, told it what my goals were. I train jujitsu 2 to 3 days a week. Tuesday, Wednesdays are non-negotiables. Every now and then we'll squeeze in a Thursday or a Sunday open mat or something like that.
So you let AI just kind of build you a program?
Yep. And dude, it's like, and I said, I want to push-pull legs workout. I have SI joint issues. Shoulders bother me sometimes. Elbows get inflamed every now and then. We kind of can do pretty good most days, but sometimes I'm going to need workarounds. Like it thinks for 10 seconds, and then it gives you like a complete program, like a weight training program, dietary needs. And you can ask it all the right questions and just give it good questions to work with, and it will build the plan that you need. And then I go to MyFitnessPal and I will screenshot what I had for breakfast, and then I put it in Chat GPT. This was my breakfast, and it's like, excellent. You know, think about doing this before you go to jiu-jitsu, and it will coach me throughout the day on my dietary stuff and keep me between the lines. And I tell it what I weigh every morning, and it'll be like, that makes sense. 'Cause like, say it'll be a little high the day after jiu-jitsu, and it's like, you're inflamed from jiu-jitsu, you're retaining water. So it makes the scale make sense on a daily basis. Like I wouldn't say it replaces hiring a trainer, but like if a trainer gets expensive, there's a lot of assistance there that you can get from ChatGPT. It's really good. If you want to gain some weight, put on some muscle, you can do it. You just have to be intentional.
Yeah.
Start eating, buddy.
Getting up at probably like 2:30 and going to the gym.
Gross.
Oh.
I was going to say,
work-
I'll
I
go to
work-
the gym with you. We can do it in the
6 to
evenings.
6. So that and going to the gym when there's a bunch of people in there, I don't care to do that. I don't like people enough to do that.
I would invite you to come swim with us at 4:30 in the morning, but it's not going to help your weight gaining.
Yeah, it's gonna be counterintuitive.
And I've got a feeling you probably swim substantially better than I do.
Plot twist: no.
Oh, did you not listen to his thing? He's half special. He can't move his
I'm
legs.
about retarded. Yeah. He tried to kill me in a boat, and I was like, "Now's probably not a good time to tell you I don't swim very good, is it?" And he's like, "Seriously?" I'm like, "Nope."
Yeah. Dude, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
Next
thanks for
one will
having
this was educational for me. So,
I thought it might be.
yeah, 100%.
Excellent conversation. I had a good time.
Absolutely. So,
We definitely went down some rabbit holes.
That's
that's
the fun
what
part
we
of
do.
it.
So, man, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much.